Hello everyone, this is Daniel, and I want to tell you that there's going to be more of the problems of the world, as I keep saying, and I know that we're not even close to being right at the times of the Great Tribulation, because the tribulation is after the birth pains, and that's when this is when basically no one wants to hear about God, and people will be raptured, and basically I haven't listened to Rapture either because hold on because basically he will come much later in this part of the time, because it says in the last then at last the sign of the Son of Man is coming will appear in the heavens, and there will be a deep mourning among all the people of the earth. They will see the Son of God Man coming from the clouds of heaven, and with great power and great authority, and he will send out his angels with a mighty blast of trumpet, and they will gather his chosen ones from all over the world, from the farthest ends of the earth and heaven. Now learn a lesson from a fig tree. When its branches bud and its leaves begin to sprout, you know that summer is near. The same way, when you see all these things, you can tell, you can know his return is very, very near, right at the front door. I tell you the truth, this generation will not pass from the scene until all these things take place. Heaven and earth will disappear, but not my words. But my words will never be. But my words will never disappear. So basically, this is when the rapture happens. This is when the angels take his chosen ones, and have a chance of being chosen. But when you're chosen, you don't even know about it actually, because when you're chosen, it's basically suddenly you're in heaven somehow, or you see the space and stars and moon and all that. But really, you're just being gathered up by an angel, and everyone else that sees Jesus, and basically people being gathered up by angels, and you'll be seeing a few of them if you're in a country, but quite a bit of them if you're in a city. It won't be just by thousands; it will just be by hundreds. But still, that'll be if you're living in small cities. But if you're in New York City, you'll be seeing thousands. So basically, you'll just be noticing that people will be raptured, and many will fall astray because of what's going on with them. Let me just tell you, we're at part 3 of 16, away from sacrilegious object. Now, that's the birth pains, but we're still at the birth pains after that, because because everyone must flee from Judea, and it will never be so great again unless the calamity is turned. Not a single person will survive, and not a person for God's chosen ones. And then basically the last one is that's 18 of the birth pains before the sacrilegious object. And then part 18 of this one would be people saying, "Oh, look at there's a Messiah." But if you see a bright flash, and it looks like a regular like this one, like daylight at nighttime, that's not the Messiah. That's actually just a very bright light. But if you see some sort of special, beautiful light, that's Jesus. Look to him. But even if you see that, then you're pretty much guaranteed that you're not in a good position for Jesus. And then if you are not raptured, then you have to accept that, well, basically you have to accept that A, you're not raptured, and B, you have to find out why you're not raptured, and C, see if you can correct yourself from it, because there's going to be a whole lot of problems with the world anyway. And D, just do not ever accept, do not ever accept, please, I'm begging you, just please, do not accept anything of the Antichrist. And if you don't think he's the Antichrist, do not accept anything from man. Just only accept things from God. That is almighty, and that he is true, and even if he judges you in a way that you don't expect him to, please be faithful to him, because he really needs that. And basically we're just only at part 3 now. I'm going to read from here, from little bits. He said, Jesus told them, "Do not let anyone mislead you, for many will come in my name, claiming I'm the Messiah." Now, there's people claiming that they're the Messiah today. Just look it up on YouTube. That was probably the easiest one to avoid. Anyway, they will deceive many, and you will hear of wars. You know, the wars, the wars were, yeah, I think that was happening, I think after I don't know. But there will be wars of nations, and that was just when we were bombing Syria, and Russia was going through, what do you call it? When Russia was going through Ukraine, and then now we're at Syria. Well, basically, right now, that was the war, but now we're hearing threats of wars, like World War III. I don't know if that World War III will happen or not. Basically, that's what we're going to have at the very end, but not at the complete end. Anyway, now then, these things must take place, but the end won't fall immediately. Nation will go to war against nation. Yep. That's when the threats turn into wars. And basically, after that, kingdom against kingdom, which is World War III, a lot of things will be blacked out, a lot of farmland will be devastated, and there will be famines. That's when the famines start, is after the wars. Technology will be scarce through some nations, and there will be nice modern looks to basically to select few that are rich, but we're going to lose the technology, and we're going to lose the farmland, and we're going to be devastated. And notice how it says famines and earthquakes in many parts of the world. Africa is not many parts of the world. And Venezuela is not many parts of the world. We're not hearing like famines all over the world as we are now. We're not hearing famines all over the world, such as we will in the near future. But we will hear of many famines after this, and then after that is earthquakes in many parts of the world. We're just having tremors, but they're going to last for a while. So they're going to last for a while. So make sure you just realize that. This is only the first birth pains, and then you'll be arrested by many authorities for being Christian, because they think that you're the one that started all these wars, then you will be persecuted by the ones in prison and killed by the authorities because they think that you're the ones that's caused all the problems. This will be a huge problem for everyone. You'll be considered a criminal for being Christian. You'll be hung, beheaded, and everything, all that jazz. It's not going to be pretty. You'll be hated all over the world because you are my followers, yes. Basically, because you're Christian, the Muslims will basically say, well, we're not involved in any of this, but the Americans are. And basically what the Americans probably will have problems with is basically many of the Christians just saying, well, we didn't cause this, it was the government, but then the government will shut them up, and they'll have false lies about Christians causing all these wars, but we didn't. So basically, many people will be basically put in jail because they're his followers or our father's followers. And many will turn away from him and betray and hate each other. And basically, the people that are Christian, they'll just betray you and betray me. And many people will be betrayed because they're your followers, but you know that's when false Christs, not the false prophets, will appear and say, "Oh, this is the end now. This is the end," but the rapture did not happen. Just remember that. And sin will be rampant everywhere, and the love of many will grow cold. But first, sin will be rampant everywhere. There will be wild parties like never before. There will be nude people everywhere like you won't believe. And none of those people will be arrested because of the nudity or the parties, but you will be arrested because you're a Christian. The whole thing will not go from Moses' Ten Commandments to pure Satanism and parties. Just remember that. Love of many will grow cold, so you will probably become Satanists and arrest every Christian possible. So that's going to be a huge problem. And the one who endures to the end, yeah, they will, in the end, be saved. The good news of the kingdom will be preached throughout the world, so that all nations will hear it, and then the end will come. The day is coming when you see the sacrilegious object will basically come to you in Judea. There's going to be some sort of sacrilegious object, maybe from sin, maybe from love of many growing cold. You know, basically something that is not anything of sacrifice. So sacrilegious object. So yeah. So basically, you have to be very aware of what's going on. Okay. And a person out on the deck of earth must not go on the house. And basically, what's going on? They should not. People should flee to the hills because of the sacrilegious object. Because basically many people will literally just betray each other because of the object, and that object will be strong enough to cause massive problems to the people who are to have that faith in Jesus, and especially to the Jews and Gentiles. So basically, then there will be the ones that saying that the Messiah is here and all that. Please don't believe them. They're just telling you lies, and they're just showing off their all-cool power. But really, the Messiah will shine brighter, and he will not go blind from the light, I'm telling you, you'll just be amazed at what's going on. And then you'll see people being raptured up in the sky, even if you're going straight, by the angels. I don't think it's called the rapture. I think it's more like called the angels gathering the people. And you're not going puff, but the angels will gather your body, and it will look like they gathered the actual person, but really, the angels will gather your soul and your own body. And basically, that means the person is dead, and the government will not like that. So basically, the Son of Man in heavens will come, and basically, he'll gather everyone up into heaven. Now, let me just be clear on this one. We are not even close to being near the rapture, and anyone saying that this is the end time, this is not the actual end time. This is more like the time of struggle. This is the first of the birth pains. We're only in part 3 of 16, and in the end, in total, we're only at part 3 of 18. This is just something we have to keep in mind that many people are not aware of, that, you know, we're not even close to the end. That's good to know. And if people say that, oh, this is the end, this is not even close to part 18. And the last part is, you know, Jesus takes your body. And then we go to Revelation. Oh my goodness, So, the 4th chapter is more like, actually, what is the chapter? The 5th chapter is more like the, what's happening today. But really, it's, what score are we on? I think we're on school too. Oh, the seals. Okay, seals. We're on chapter 6. Okay. Okay. So the seal was World War I and World War II, but then this seal, second seal, yeah, we're getting close to the second seal. And the third seal, basically that's when the famine starts. And the fourth seal, has people crying out to God and saying, why have you let this all happen, and why have you let people try to forsake me and all that? Well, the truth is, the fifth seal is when the rapture happens, and the fifth seal, not going to be a hidden star. It's going to be a really fast star, and it's going to be a hit on steroids. Let me tell you that much. The third of the sea is going to be gone. The third of the waters is going to be poisoned. The third of the creatures are going to be dead, and the third of the sea creatures and the creatures, and the third of the trees and grass are going to be burned up. And a third, I think, a good portion of us are going to die because of this. And you know what I mean by third? Well, this is North and South America that's going to be burned up by that meteor, just like God showed me in the dream. Because in that dream he showed me that a huge star it will be like the moon, and it will be like a star turning into the moon, but really it's going to strike somewhere in the Pacific or in the actual Great Lands, somewhere. I don't know where, but it's going to be close enough that it will devastate many countries. Let me tell you, that's when the rapture happens. After the rapture happens, people will be devastated. They will be crying. They will just wish that hasn't happened to them. But the truth is, that will be something telling you that you missed the rapture, but that means you didn't miss hell. You still have a chance. So basically, when you basically just don't miss, when you sorry, I'm just looking at the screen and moving things. Anyway, when you don't miss hell, that's definitely much better than missing the rapture, because the Earth is capable of doing much damage, but the Earth is only capable of doing a small amount of damage compared to what hell is capable of doing. Hell is it's absolutely horrific. Earth's horror is not that bad, but hell's horror is miserable. It is absolutely miserable. Once you read Revelations chapter 6 and 7 and 8 through the end, you'll know that when I'm talking about, or what I'm talking about, it's not happening until sometime later. And you must accept that this is the actual case, that really this is the only time you must really accept that God is God. He does not show everything the way we expect it to, or God does not show everything that we expect him to. He shows everything in symbolism and in truth. As in, we have to take the Bible literally, but we also have to take the Bible as a symbolic thing. But really, in my opinion, I believe we have to take the Bible much more literally than symbolically. The Bible's nothing that the Bible's definitely not a symbol. It is a literal thing. It's a living, breathing thing. And we have to accept that. We have to accept all of that. Okay, I believe I'm done. This was a long time video, so I don't think I got any views, but hopefully I'll show you something that will improve the quality of this video views anyway. Just look it up as birth pains before the sacrilegious object, okay? Alright, I'll be done now, okay? Bye.